Children are an important part of people's life and they impact on women's career. I don't have children, but I'm curious how they impact. So, in today's episode with Maria, we discuss how she decided to have them and how her pregnancy impact on her career, especially during the movement in new country. In the end of the conversation, we discuss a little bit the German tech market. I'm Juliana. I am documenting my product management career in tech. If you are passionate about your career as me and interested to navigate your challenges, don't forget to subscribe. Let's navigate together. Hello everyone. Thanks Maria to join today and be ready to share your experience.
Yeah, hi, Anna. Thanks for inviting me for this conversation. Yeah, I'm really happy to answer to your questions.
Yeah. I suggest to start our conversation with your current situation. Yes, of course, today we will discuss your moving, your pregnancy, your delivery, and how, I don't know, in my opinion, it should change your career, but you will share. Let's start with your intro. Where are you right now? Who you are working in which company?
My name is Maria. I was born in Minsk. I have studied in Moscow in MIPT, Moscow Institute of Physics and Technology. So I have quite tech education. And if we are talking about my career path, it's all about working in financial companies, in banks. So I have worked for projects about building trading application and risks application. So I am really a fan of what I'm doing. So I also had some pet projects about social communications. So I like to speak to people. I like complex systems. So it's what I'm doing in general. But also I like my family. So now we have our daughter. She was born in Germany. Yeah, so we have relocated to Germany 1 year and a half because of my work and station in this world. So we have moved to Berlin, where Olga was born, and a year ago we have moved to Munich because of my husband's job, and now we live in Munich. So yeah, as you have mentioned, maternity leave, it's like some situation, some event in life which can impact your life significantly. I fully agree with you, but not in negative sense. I think it's not about restrictions. It's about some changes and maybe even some new opportunities, some new roles in your life that you can explore. For example, in my case, I have decided to change a project after a half of year of my coming back to my current project. So I think I have quite good and smooth integration of living with child to my previous life. So I have come back to my previous project after 1 year, and I have like half of year very stable work with my previous team. It was really important, and I really appreciate it a lot. So that I had this quiet time. But now, yeah, as I said, I felt enough energy even in myself to even change a new project with a new role, with a new area to me. So I feel that it will take some another time. So I will only start like in a couple of days. So maybe after a couple of months, I will not be so happy and enthusiastic, but let's see. So for now, it's good.
Also, Maria forgets to mention that you are a mentor and also you are a teacher, and it's great. How you can deal with all of it with a child. For me, it's really not a miracle, but I really respect such people and your attitude. So how to say, happy. You are really happy about what you are doing, and It's really great. It's a little pleasure to have you here and discuss it. And
Yeah, thanks, Juliana.
yeah.
And teaching, do you mean this project with teaching robotics in maternity
Yes,
leave? Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, it's a good point. So, as many young women, I had a big plan to my maternity leave, like to open my business, to do a lot of stuff, to code in Python. But for sure, this plan it was changed, but the result was quite good. So I had to work in some other conditions in other country, but I think that I have implemented something another, but also something interesting. So during my maternity leave, I, as Oliana said, teach children robotics, and also I helped some AI startup with the strategy and monetization, and I have learned Deutsch, German
Wow.
language. I have started, but the most important here, the key that you can do anything. It's your husband, your collaboration with your partner. So without it, dear girls, just forget about anything. So for sure, you can have some support from your family, from some services, nannies, but this will not work fully. So only your collaboration with your partner so can give you this possibility. For example, so why I can go to teach robotics to children. So when my daughter was 5 months old, so on Saturday, so because my husband agreed to spend some time, like 4 or 5 hours with her without me, and it's not easy with 5 months child, so you can imagine. But
To be honest,
yeah.
no. I
Yeah.
really can't. I have a friend who delivered her third child, and she's super small, maybe 1 month and 2 months. I visited her, and the child is crying. Her daughter is crying, and I don't know how to deal with it. Maybe I imagine it's like a disaster, but I hear from you that it's not a disaster. It's a happy, enjoy. It's another role to you in your life. So that is why I ask you to. I invite you to share your super happy story. And maybe let's start from the beginning. I maybe it's a delicate question. If you are not ready to answer, just tell me. But how did you and your husband decide to have a child?
Actually, it's very good question. I can say it's very interesting. So I even saw some discussions on Facebook. So when people discussed, because it's very important. Actually, sometimes people didn't pay a lot of. Don't pay a lot of attention to this. So to me, it was about a curiosity. I think about it was interesting to me to see myself in this new role and my husband, person who I love so much in this role. So it's like the first point. And the second point, I thought that this is like a separate experience in your life that you cannot reproduce. So you can have a lot of interesting projects at your work. You can visit a lot of countries. You can meet a lot of interesting people, make friends, but it's not the same. So it's just another door, another room in your life, and it's interesting to know what's after it. So what's just after it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I guess each people, like every people, has their different reasons to have it. But for me, it's a big responsibility. That is why I'm super curious why you and your husband decide. And okay, you as a family decided that you would like to have a child. Did you prepare somehow to this mode? If yes, what did you do?
Yeah, you need always to prepare three things. three important things. The first one, it's yourself. And it's not about some physical form, actually. It's about some emotional form. So you should be like stable as much as you can. For sure, in life, we have some difficult times, some problems, but you should like build your stability inside of you, not outside problems, some difficulties, but try to build yourself from inside. So it's not easy, and it's not easy to explain, but as much as possible, try to know yourself. And yeah, it's good to start with this question that we have discussed previously, with the reasons, your reasons, not from social molarity or something like this. The second thing that you should prepare is your partner. As I mentioned, it's very important to find right person. So without it, your plan simply will not work. So it's good to build some relationship based not on some romantic feeling, but it's important, but it's not everything. So it's really also, it's very simple and it's really difficult to have like all kind of relationship which you can have, because this new role, it can like shift your relationship very dramatic. And the third thing that you should prepare, it's money.
Mm-hmm.
It's money, and not cash, but cash it's also important. But I think your job, and your job also stability. So it's not like critical, it's not mandatory, but I personally think that it's very good if you go to maternity leave at some career plateau,
Mm-hmm.
not some downside, not at some peak, some project in fire, but at some plateau, when you feel that your project is stable, you can reallocate for some time your responsibilities, and you can come back, because it's really easy. So I can see different scenarios between my friends, and it can be in different ways. But I think this scenario, when you return to your current project, it's just gives you more flexibility. Yeah. So these three easy but not easy things, and something else like equipment, pampers, it's really not important at all. I think that, yeah.
You can deal with it while you are pregnant, and yeah, it's kind of obvious. You had to do it. You have to do it. No ways. Yeah, I'm. Thanks a lot for sharing. So you need to be ready mentally. You need to prepare your partner and choose your partner right. That you are both ready to it. And third one is prepare like your projects, your work should be stable. And speaking about work, like, did you do, like, what did you do before or maybe in pregnancy with your work? For example, I don't know, you notified your boss, or you're trying to find the company or maybe the project which is stable. So, did you have this preparation of work while your pregnancy on, or how does it look? How your work looks in pregnancy period? Is it
Mhm.
change from the previous compare not pregnancy, or
Mhm.
it is the same? Because I know that pregnancy women had trimester, that's first, second, third, and also your body is changed, your hormones are changed. That is why I think it might impact to your work, to your career maybe. So
Mhm.
could you share, please, this experience, how
Mhm.
you deal through it? Yeah.
Yeah, Uliana, maybe I am not the best example to discuss it, because I was very lucky, and I think if we are talking about work, that I didn't change any rhythm at work. But I cannot tell like for all women, and I know that it's not the same for all, and it's exception. It's not the rule.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't change anything, but you know that my preparation plan it was just wasted because we have prepared before relocation, so we didn't know that we had to relocate, right?
Yes.
And we planned like flat and everything, and some support from our families in Moscow, and then we had to change this plan very quickly, very quickly, I can
With
say.
pregnancy. Yeah.
Yes. So I was relocated when I was 7 months pregnant. Uh, yeah. So I have tried to to manage all this relocation stuff so as much as possible. Yeah, a lot of bureaucracy, as you may know, in Germany, in Berlin. And it was good. So because thanks to my body, my husband, my work, my team, that they all have supported me, and
Mm-hmm.
I even worked till planned delivery date. So in Germany, you can go to maternity leave in 1 month and a half, and the company or insurance, they will cover it fully, like your salary. But I had like some deadlines, some projects. Also, I felt myself good, so I worked like till the delivery, and in my
Mm-hmm.
case, it works pretty well. But please do not like treat as a rule. So a lot of women, my colleague, they require attention during this period, not like this. So you should be prepared, you know, to have this plan, but it can go into different ways.
Mm-hmm. And speaking about your relocation, do you understand correctly that you found a new job with relocation, or your current company in Moscow suggested you to relocate?
For sure, it wasn't a new job because I
Uh-huh.
think it's not honest to the company like to ask for a new job and for relocation being 6 months pregnant. It's not honest because for sure it's a big risk for company. It's also about big risk about health, about recovery. So I don't know. For sure, it was a company where I have worked for 5 years before,
Mm-hmm.
and I still work there. And maybe and I really appreciate it because they really we both had this risk, but it was finally good. So I have coming back in 1 year, so it's all was good.
Yeah, I guess also before to decide to move this big change, you as a family, I guess you as a mother mostly need to know what benefit you have in the company, like maternity leave, how it will be, I don't know, paid, what attitude to maternity leave, because I haven't seen it myself, but I know that in some companies, some I don't know, managers or can be strict to pregnancy. They can ask and they can reject you because of pregnancy. I have never
Mm-hmm.
experienced, but I have heard these rumors. That is why I guess it's really important to understand about the company, how it will see, and maybe not the company, maybe in the in the country. Also, in some countries, it is okay to have maternity leave, to have maternity leave for uh, dad, for example, not only for mom. So yeah. And during the pregnancy, I don't know, but did you have some fears, like FOMO fears about your career?
Um, Feeling of missing out.
Yes,
Now.
feeling of missing out.
Mm-hmm. No. So I had a lot of things to do.
Mm.
I think I just didn't have enough time for some fears. So the major fear was about our relocation because I was relocated with a company, but about taking in account our situation, I had a quite big risk to delay my coming back, to some health problems happen, and my husband still worked for a Russian company, and we had to manage it quickly, also very quickly. So he really did a great job. So he found a new job, quite good job with even some upper possibilities, opportunities to him before the delivery of the child. So to me, it was quite important. So I feel relaxed and confident in our future. It wasn't not so easy because we had to relocate inside of Germany to Munich.
Mm-hmm.
And after it, also had some concerns, but it's more manageable that you didn't have any job in Germany. Yeah, so I had to change my project from Berlin to Munich, and now it's finally good combination. So it took like 1 year and a half, and actually 2 years with like some pregnancy period. 2 years we spent to
Yeah.
build some stable framework again.
You are super
Yeah.
resistant, I guess, because I changed my countries. I moved to new cities, and moving from one flat to another flat. To be honest, it's a small. Okay, it's just a stress, and you were like you were super managed this stress, and I'm really excited. I'm really curious how you did it. And my question here, um, did you have some techniques which helps you to manage this stress, or you just did your job, did tickets, did issues which you need to solve as a team with your husband, and that's it?
Yeah. Uh, Actually, that's a very good question, and actually, you have put an answer to your
Ah,
question. With I fully agree that when you have a lot of stress and a lot of things to do, it's a good technique to organize it the same manner as your job, like to put it paper and to have some backlog as a product manager. So it helps to put your stress also to some paper and to think about it, not like some problems, but some tasks you have to do.
mm-hmm.
So that's it. I think so. I think even after maternity leave and after childbirth, uh, I am became even more stable to this, and I put more attention to my time and to people around me. So now I really have to descope some things, and I do it. So it's really about your backlog and prioritization at your life. For example, I'm not so happy, but when you have to deal with a lot of things, you have to descope something. And in my case, it's I simplify a lot about some processes in my life, about shopping, deliveries, and some other stuff. For example, so I'm not a good example here because I have changed my bag only after it's complete, not in a good shape, I can say, and I have only one bag, but it's exactly color that I want and the form that I want. And I try to optimize clothes because all of these movements, relocations. So I think that only now we started to buy things that we do not mandatory need, but just nice to have, and some books as well. So I'm trying to optimize here as much as possible. Yeah, so you will need to descope something. So you need to have some priorities in your life, what you
Yeah.
can descope, but you shouldn't descope important things. For example, I will not ever descope something related to my health. So even with this schedule, I'm trying to go to gym regularly with childcare. I'm trying not to miss some health checkups. It's not easy in Germany, so you have to find time. But this part, I'm not fine to descope.
And maybe it's a stupid question, but did you descope your work? No.
So it's like so my work and my family, it's like two legs, my two legs, and what I'm standing cannot have one. So a person with one leg, he's not stable. So it's just, and it's also about question. So in Germany, nobody has asked me ever, but in Russia, I think that someone can ask a woman. So what do you prefer? Career or your family life? And to me it's like the answer will be what leg do you prefer to lose, your right leg or your left leg? Please choose. uh, so it's like this. So a job you should try to be more effective previously, so it's about effectiveness. So for example, when you have some nursery or some nanny, some calm hours, you can put calls with your colleagues to these hours, and you can like write some documentation in the evening when you can rotate with your partner. So it's more strict optimization, even more strict than before. Yeah.
I would like to add here two kind of thought that first, what's a great example of two legs? I guess I can totally relate. And here I would like that it's really important to know yourself. If you love your job, if you love doing and maybe develop yourself, it is important part to you. Also, family is important part to you. In last episode with Polina, we discussed how avoid burnout, knowing yourself. Here, it's the same. You need to know yourself and then prioritize your tasks and maybe get rid of something that it's what is not relevant and what doesn't fulfill you, I guess. Yeah. And the second one, I forget what I would like to add. Maybe speaking about work, you mentioned that you need be strict to your schedule, to your scope of work, and um, how your maternity leave and having a child impact to your current work. So maybe how's your work days change or they didn't change?
So first of all, during maternity leave, so you have some time to think about yourself in total and about your career path. And I see, based on my friend's example, that so women can take different decisions after it. So after they thought about it. So I think really some examples when women change their position, um, change partner. So it's really time to think and to implement the changes to your life. So I really thought a lot about myself, about world in general, about trends. So if you're lucky and you will be, quite not good, I cannot say that in good shape, but in some workable working shape. So you cannot do a lot with your arms, with your hands, but you can listen a lot and you can think a lot. And maybe you will find some ideas after it. For example, I have found out not about the importance of schedule, but also the importance of people in this world. Yeah, and importance about connection of the people. So now what we see is that we see some deglobalization in world. So it's trend to it, and I'm not happy actually about it. And I started to do some projects, try to go to another trend, to connect people, to build some connections, to spread some structured and useful information between people. For example, I have launched this talks with mothers with some different countries and different jobs. So talked to my university classmates from USA, from Australia, from Russia, uh, different jobs. So this project, I have launched, and also I have launched my Telegram channel. So initially it was for our family. So I just posted photos, but now it's not so big, so about 200 people. But I'm trying to show people more about Germany, about my life, answering questions, so how it can be integrated to their life. Because before relocation, I didn't know actually anything about Germany. I haven't been in Berlin, for example. I was shortly in Munich, so like 3 days, and I had a full set of stereotypes about Germany. And when we have relocated, I saw that it's not correct, simply. So it's very important to have the right information from some live people. And the third, and actually it's also very important, that I have started to work as a mentor for different people. Firstly, who want to relocate. So already had some set, more than a dozen um, consultations with people who want to relocate with different cases. So for work, business, for studying in university, and I'm trying to help each of them. And now, based that I have researched a market in Germany for products and for business analysts last year. I'm trying also to help product managers and business analysts to find a job in Germany, not from Russia, but also from Germany. For example, I had some cases, not even one, but some cases with spouse. And I think it's very important. So when your spouse relocate, as we based on job, and another spouse had a great job, for example, in Russia, it's really hard to find a new one in Germany, even if you work in IT, and if not. So if you work on business side, so it's connected with relationship. If you work as a doctor, it's really hard journey. And I'm trying to share what I have learned during this 1 year with other people.
Yeah, I would. My next question was, what do you recommend to do in maternity leave? For example, not to lose your mind, your job mind, but I heard the answer that thought what you like, and I guess find the time for things which you love, like you can mentor, you can teach for 4 hours, for example. I guess it's yeah, you should balance your life shouldn't be only about child, about family. It's kind of a balance, and step by step you need to implement it. Yeah, great
Yeah.
great advice. Would you like to add something? Marie?
Yeah, just very like the word balance here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important to enjoy time with child because it's precious. It will never be repeated. Really, and but you also should find time for yourself. So like put a mask firstly to yourself and then to your child.
Yeah, I have heard a lot from parents that the time with child will not be the same. They are grow super fast, so enjoy every moment. But yeah, I guess while you are not experienced with it, you cannot be fully relate. But that's why our podcast's here, and you share your experience, and maybe somebody who will decide to have child will listen it. And by the way, guys, we will add in comments Maria's links to the podcast, to her Telegram channel, and also I believe to the LinkedIn. And I suggest to discuss our final topic about German market, job market. You mentioned that you research it, and right now you are helping people to find their jobs. I can totally relate that if your partner moved, you are moving with him, you relocate, and you don't know the market. And yesterday I wrote your post about knowing the market. For example, if you was a student, you build this relationship, this network for I don't know, decades. But right now, you change the country, you don't know the language, for example, you don't know nothing. And do you have some advice how to know faster your market where you right now and where you are going to find a new job?
I advise to multiply your effort. So otherwise, it will take really long time. So try to find people who already had some experience and try to connect with them. It's really important. So I have spent a lot of time just to collect some list of potential companies and to visit offline events in Germany. It's quite important. So because just imagine, so you if you're in Moscow, in Russia in general, and you're trying to find a job in Germany, so what you will open? LinkedIn. Okay, good. So you will create some LinkedIn profile, your CV, your very good candidate, very good match potentially. But a lot of companies are not represented on LinkedIn.
Really?
And
Is it sorry?
really, yeah,
Okay.
really, yeah. So I have visited like offline event in Munich last autumn. It's like the biggest IT um, event connecting for job, and I really I know like 10 or 20% of the name of the companies. Yes, quite big ones like Accenture, PwC, like big banks, but there are like 90 or 80% that you haven't ever heard the names of the companies, and the vacancies are posted on their websites. So how you will find it? And like it's like the first problem. So you will need to research, and without like some offline collaboration, it's really hard. And some some lists that you have already prepared. And the second point, it's very important. It's about your role naming and your responsibilities. In other country, it can be different because very often I can read something about Russian positions like product owner, but really with business analyst responsibilities. So and even if we talk who is product owner, so if you ask people, so you can receive different answers. And if you try to find something with another title, you will not find So you will not receive any answer. And there are other different titles in different companies. So, for example, this potential vacancy to you, it can be named as delivery lead. Yes.
I have never applied for such a job.
And yes, and it will be about product manager's position actually when you read the responsibilities. And if you do not know the name of the company, the title of the job, you simply will not find. And it's just the beginning. So when we move to interview process, there are also some other differences. So I will write about it. Yeah. So it's really big set. A big. I can see really now. I can see really a scope of differences.
So yeah, guys, follow the Maria's Telegram and you can find the copy of the interview differences. But in general, compared to, for example, Germany with other European countries and with Russia, what differences, big differences you see in business analytic product management market in Germany? What you can highlight?
For example, a scope of industries. So, for example, imagine that you work as business analyst in bank, Russia, so quite common case. And I think it's the majority of product managers and business analysts. They work in banking industry and some IT consulting. And in Germany, for example, it's a big market of business analysts who work in auto industry. So working with cars and in some engineering companies. And it's like another type of skills at all. And for example, for engineers, it's wider market, much wider market with construction jobs, with some auto industry, some commodity trading industry, some ecology projects, some creative projects. So you can open like a new industry for yourself with some time. So you should know that in the future you shouldn't just look at what you did previously, because otherwise you will look only at some segment, some not the biggest segment of the market. And also, if you want to extend your possibilities, your opportunities, the second thing is language for sure.
It was my
Language
question, to be honest.
Yes. So English, it's like by default. So before relocation, so all my professional track, it was in international teams. So even in Sberbank, even in Sava Capital. So I have never written documentation in Russian, I think, and emails in Russian. So I was always in so there were always some Russian people in my team, so for sure. And in the next project it will not be like this. But at least about paper-based communication, it was always in English, and for sure some part was like to speak in English always. So here I had some base. Without it, I think we all agree that you shouldn't even start. And in Germany, it's not enough, because if you know only English and you want to have some job as business analyst, as product owner, product manager, you will see only some small segment of the market. So based on my approximate estimation, you will look only a quarter of the market. So it's like maximum, yes. And for other part, you should add German. So, and just imagine that you only look at the quarter of the market, some industry, and your competitors are from Europe, from Italy, from India, very hardworking guys, and it's really hard, really difficult competition. But it's possible. But it's possible. The first positive side that um, Germany really needs some smart people to work, because they have like decrease in people who can work right now, not even children, but who can work right now to pay pension to baby boomers who have born after the Second World War. So that's why Germany provides now a lot of possibilities to live and work here. It was never like this. So it was never like that you can leave your Russian passport with you and to receive German passport. So only starts in the previous months, I think. It will be like this. So it's really good time if you are prepared. So that's it.
To be honest, I'm a bit surprised regarding the German language. German, yeah. I'm starting learning Deutsch. That is why sometimes I confuse German and Deutsch. But I'm really surprised because I have heard a lot that Berlin, in the international city and in tech, you can easily find your job in English. But yeah, I'm surprised.
Yes, but if you start looking at market, you will see like very interesting opportunities to you. But you should know German. Maybe not on some super level, but at some conversational level. For example, I had some interviews in German already. So my level it's not like super good. So I think it's between A2 and B1. But yeah, it was like mandatory for this vacancy, and I didn't want to miss it, so I did it. And actually, usually it's a rule that if vacancy is in German, so you should know German. You should know German, but it's not always like this. And it's again about multiplication. So if you find a person who have applied to this vacancy, so he or she can advise you, or you can simply ask HR about like, so please do not filter. So based on the competition, if you like decrease your search with this, the probability of like great success, it also will decrease. So in Germany, it's quite important to learn German. Berlin, it's more relaxed about it. But Berlin, it's not the full Germany. So, and it's also not only Berlin and Munich. So it's not like about two cities, different other cities with career opportunities.
I suggest to wrap up. So thanks, Maria, to sharing your experience, how to deal with your career and have a baby. Thanks a lot for sharing some insights from the Germany market. I found for myself the really great insights. And guys, if you are happy, if the podcast was valuable for you, please share it with your friends, colleagues. In the comment below, you can find the links to Maria, Telegram, and podcast about moms from the different countries, and also her LinkedIn. If you would like to have a mentor who can help you with German market and product management, business analytics, I guess you can always write Maria because she is really happy to help. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks, Eliana. Bye.